guys, we got the old starter out. We had another starter that was laying around that I thought was bad, but it tested good on the battery. And let me show you what the other starter was doing. Okay guys, we've got it hooked up to the battery in the van, and we're gonna give it a little, see? It no spin. So it's bad. So anyway, that got the other one, throw it in. Okay, so as you can see, that's no bueno. We're gonna throw this one in. Hopefully it, this is original Motorcraft one too. I thought this one was bad, but it tested good, so we're gonna throw it in and we're gonna see what we got going on. So, fingers crossed. If not, we'll just have to get one from the junkyard or buy one or something, but anyway, the one that was in there is toast. Okay, well, the starter worked out very well for us. We had the one laying around, is old. The other one obviously was bad. We put it in, it fired off. We got that done at work last night. We took a short break and threw it in, and we just drove it. It was dark. We just kind of drove it around just for a minute, just to get the friction modifier mixed in with the gear oil and stuff like that. We'll do a proper drive here very shortly. We've got a lot of stuff we want to try and get done before we get to the track. We want to get the front two windows working if possible. We still got to do an oil change. I've went through some of this stuff already. We want to relocate the battery. We went by today to get battery cable. They had not got their shipment. It'll be in tomorrow. So we've got tomorrow and then most of the day Friday to try and get stuff done. We also want to mount some old slicks on a couple of the spare Lincoln wheels, just because it's probably going to spin at the track. And not that we think we're going to be fast, we just want to eliminate any of the wheel speed or any of the excessive wheel speed. So other than that, I mean, we're doing pretty good. We want to get the trunk muncher figured out or something with it, because I just can't stand that. So there you go. Well, let me get to work. We'll be back in a few minutes. Whew, it's hot. Well, we got our one motor out and we got it put back together. I didn't film any of that. These little bushings, these are what goes out in the power window motors. I mean, they just disintegrate. When we opened that one up, it was just pieces everywhere. So we got it all blown out, got the new ones dropped in. Let me finish bolting it, bolt it all back together, and it'll be ready to roll up and down, which will be sweet. That is what the hell I'm talking about. All right. Love it, man. We got us some power window that's working, at least on the driver's side, and honestly, that's the only one we really need. All right, well, let me look at the passenger, or we might not have enough time, but we got one fixed. Heck yeah. All right, I love that. Woo, victory. Oh, it smells good. Oh, maybe it's just sweat. Well, we got our trunk muncher figured out. It's actually the switch. We unhooked it, took the switch off, and we just ran some power to the two connectors here to where we got it adjusted where we kind of want it, and there we go. We can live with that. That is much more better than it was. So we'll at some point we'll probably maybe get another switch at the junkyard to get a couple and see if we can get it where it actually works. But for right now, we can live with that. So we got an opening closing trunk that doesn't look crazy. Okay, we've got our passenger side motor out, and they've changed both motors out. Whoever did it, and I'm going to assume they didn't know what the real problem was. They bought some used motors. Holy crap. They bought some used motors. You see that stuff right there? All that all this right here. Sorry, let me turn the fan off. I'm sure the fan noise is awesome. This is high quality production here. All this right here, that, see that? See what's in there? This is what's supposed to be in there. There's supposed to be 3 of these that sit down and it rolls off of those. So if you have power window trouble, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this, you know, but if you've got power window problems, if your windows don't want to stay up or they don't want to come down or whatever and it's making a funny noise, the bushings are fried. That's typically a lot of the issues. So we're going to take this down to the shop. We're going to blow it all out with some air. We'll put a little bit of grease on it. We'll put our new bushings in there and she'll be ready to rock and roll again. But that causes a lot of window problems. People just go buy new motors for some reason. Don't know. But anyway, let's get that taken care of. And we'll have 2 front working power windows. Then maybe we'll look at the back. The good news is that they did help me out because they've been inside of it already. They've cut the rivets off, which makes it easier for me. So it's one less step. So let me go down and blow that out. We'll get it all fixed up. We'll be ready to roll. We'll have 2 working windows, which will be nice. Now we can actually wash the car. Okay guys, we got both windows working up front. The bad news is it took me about 20 minutes to put this motor back on because I had put the cover on backwards. The other bad news is that the passenger side power window switch doesn't work. That's no big deal as far as I'm concerned because nobody's going to be over here anyway. The good news is that it does work. The other good news is that Bruce didn't have to come over here or didn't come by here and notice that I had put the cover on backwards while I was struggling to get the motor back on. So it's a win, win, win. I wonder why that thing was not lining up quite right, but I figured it out because I'm smart. All right, we may look at the back a little bit just to see what's going on back there, see if anybody's worked on it. If they haven't, we may leave one, I don't know. We'll have to make a decision. We also removed our front seat and added a few bolts to it. And we'll put our seat belt, all hooked up. So we'll be safe for when this beast launches. Okay, well, we've got some work done. We got our oil drained. Obviously, from the way the drain plugs were put on, they took it to someone that does welding for a living because them things were welded on. I don't mean literally, but Mongo changed the oil in it and got to make sure them drain plugs weren't coming out. Lucky it didn't strip them. We drained out whatever black crud was in there, but I don't want to cut these people short. They did have a Wix filter, and that means they spent a little money. We're going to put us an FL1A in. Like, doesn't everybody use those? And we got some Haviland with deposit shield. That's the same stuff they coated Captain America's shield with. If you've seen any of the Avengers movies or Captain America movies, you know that shield's badass. So this is going to protect our engine. Actually, it's like the cheapest name brand oil at Walmart, so that's what I bought. It's not going to be in here that long because at some point we'll be going in and doing a cam and doing intake and heads and dropping stuff all in the motor, and we'll just change it again anyway. So no big deal. No need to spend, you know, buy the good stuff, royal purple or any of that other crap. So, all right. Well, let me screw the filter on, and we'll put some oil in it, and then I'll show you how medieval we've been getting on the interior. We went next level ghetto. Okay. We pulled all the plugs, looked at them. They all look good. Number 8 had a little buildup on it. But other than that, they all look pretty good. Gaps were all good. For guys that don't know, These cars come equipped with 14-pound injectors, gray tops. So they're under the gun a little bit. When you start, you can't, well, I say that, you can't go real far with 14-pound injectors, but you know, we've went pretty far with 19, so, but still, 14-pounders, at some point when we go to the Mustang HO firing board and stuff, we'll put 19s in it and all this. But anyway, now I'm fixing to fire it up, and we're going to check the timing and see where we're at. I know this is super exciting. It is hot now. I mean, humidity. I'm even drinking water. That's how hot it is. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, guys, we just got to check our timing. We had it almost right on the money. We had it on about 18. So initial, that's a little bit high. We bumped it back to about 16 or so. Didn't really move it much. So we're just gonna leave it there. We'll put some you know, mid-grade or some super in it, and have the regulator unplugged to try and help us get a little bit more fuel pressure, at least all the time. So anyway, we'll I don't know what we're going to do now. I guess we'll take it for a ride here shortly and see what's what. We're also going to take it and weigh it, try and take it to the dump and weigh it. We still need to relocate our battery. It's about all we've got left to do on our list that we wanted to get done. Fuel filter. So make good progress. Happy. The battery is gone. It's missing in action. We've got we went to the welding shop and we got our cable. We actually use our old negative cable just as a ground. We've got our starter cable wired into the power box and all the way ran through the car. While we got the interior out, we just ran it down through and then ran it back into the back. Got our magnificent battery boat box. If it's good enough for a boat, it's good enough for a Mustang, good enough for Lincoln. What are you doing? That's one of the guys that works out here. That's his son. He's trying to petition to be a crew chief. Yeah. He watches Street Outlaw, so he's got it down on lock. So we got the battery mounted in the back. So we'll go for a test drive and see what's what. Okay, we got the gear and everything in. So this will be we got the battery and trunk, saw that. So this will be our first little kind of that you guys have seen where we're kind of not bad. That's not bad. When we get done with this little endeavor, we're gonna go to the dump and weigh it. Bring it up against the converter. It's all warm and hot and everything, so let's see what we got here. Let's bring it up on the converter. Make sure we don't run into nobody. That was first and second at a mind-boggling 4,500 shift light. So, all right. All right. Get on it one more little time. Then we'll go out. fast too. So rolling on. Yes, ma'am. I just need to know how much I weigh in this thing, and could I get a printout for that?
That's gonna be $5.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Legit.
What kind? Is this a town car?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this just for you to have?
Yes, ma'am. I've got a bunch of Mustangs, and it's my granny's car, so I'm gonna go race it one time.
Oh.
And I weighed it when I first got it from her, and now I've made some changes. So I got to take it up to the track and baseline it. And
Gotcha.
yeah, it doesn't make any
Are you
sense.
turning that paper in to anybody? Or
No, ma'am. It's just my own.
Alright. I didn't know if I need to make another copy. Or...
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a good.
You have a good day.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me hold it up there. 36. Make sure I don't get run over here. It's 3660 with me in it. Holy crap. Like I say, I'll show that again, but 3660. This thing was 4240 the first time we weighed it. Good Lord. That's almost 600 pounds. That's like 580 pounds. And like I say, this scale, it's the same scale, and don't get me wrong, it's within probably 10 or 20. Wow. 3660. Right. That's what I like to hear, because I was very concerned about how far we could get this thing down weight-wise, and we still got front and rear bumper, aluminum heads, and eventually put the T5 in it. And so all of that, you know, I'm hoping for 200 pounds between all of that. The T5 setup is a little lighter than the AOD, so the bumpers maybe 100 pounds, 50 on the heads. So I'm hoping for 200. Whew. 3660, man, that is freaking sweet. All right. Well, let's head back out to the facility. Man, 3660. I like it. Hell, if I got a haircut, it'd be 3650. Well, there you go, guys. We got it all put together. We've got the gear in it. We've got the pulleys. We've cut a ton of weight out of it. Our grandmother's going to be super upset when she gets back from bingo or when we pick her up. But it's a whole lot faster than the day we picked it up, because it was a total slug when we got it. So we're to that part where you've seen me drive it, you've seen me work on it, you've seen me weigh it. Now we're going to ask the age-old question that we always ask on our cars: what will it run? My little crew chief standing here watching me, so I've got an audience. What's it going to run? 456 gears, 3660, underdrive pulleys. We cut the single exhaust off. That's pretty much, it's that electric fan. That's pretty much the extent of the modifications. This thing made like 150 horsepower stock. So it's got crap heads, got a crap intake, got a crap throttle body, got a crap camshaft. So you guys tell me, what do you think it's going to run? We got a number that in our heads that we're hoping for, sort of, I guess. It doesn't really matter. We just got to start somewhere. So you guys let me know. We may run it on street tires one time and put the slicks on. I don't know, it kind of spins, so we'll probably just go with the slicks with a bunch of air in them. So you guys tell me, what's it going to run? And maybe in the next video or a video, you'll see it at the track. So until next time on the Substandard Leader in Fox Body videos, thanks for subscribing, thanks for commenting, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. We're still the lovers of 4i cars, vans, and Lincolns, of course. We're out.